My name is Hannah, and this is my beauty budget. What do we think of this vampy, dark, purpley brown lip on me? It happened by accident because I was trying to wear a liquid lipstick from the Purgatory box. It's Red Bean by Joa. Let me get it. So it's this liquid lipstick by the brand Joa. I'm actually not going to swatch it because I don't want to deal with having it all over my hands right now. But it's a really strange kind of watery raisin color. I'm extremely proud of my description of that just now. It is a watery raisin, and I love the color, but I was trying to get a blotted look, and a liquid lipstick is just not designed for a blotted look. I'm having to accept that you can't just force a makeup product to be something other than what it is. This is a liquid lipstick, and I don't really like it. I don't just not like the feel of a liquid lipstick. It's almost as if I don't like the look that a liquid lipstick is designed for. So as much as I love the color, I'm afraid this isn't going to make it through my next reckoning. And then it got so weird and patchy around the edges because of me trying to make it into something it's not, that I had to go in and rescue it with my beloved NARS Velvet Lip Pencil in the color Pussy Control. So that's what we have going on right here. It's Pussy Control over top of Red Bean. Okay, it's Friday evening. I am filming my empties video, and I'm having a glass of wine because it's my life and I do what I want, and you're not my mom. Unless my actual mom is watching this, in which case, hi Mom, I love you. Mom, if you are watching this, you probably hate this lipstick, for which I kind of apologize. Sorry, not sorry. This is just how I turned out. All right, let's talk about my paltry but fascinating group of empties this month. I feel like that's what's going on. There are a bunch of really interesting things in here, but there aren't a lot. So I'm gonna try to keep that from letting me go on and on about each one. Like I'm gonna try to keep the small number of them from being a license for me to just talk forever about each one. I'm gonna try to keep it reasonable. Let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. Caught that just in time. I almost forgot that we hadn't transitioned into the meat of the video, but then I remembered. All right, look what's in my empties. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my dark lip color. I'm not ashamed of my wine, and I'm not ashamed that I continue to use the Coco Cabana cream from Sol de Janeiro, even though it caused my skin to burn. And many of you were horrified in the comments. You were like, throw it away, throw that cream away, never use it again. And I was like, I see what you're saying. And also the smell, it smells so strongly of buttered popcorn jelly beans, and Joe hates it. He hates the smell. But neither Joe's hate of the smell nor the fact that it burned my skin was enough to keep me from using the rest of this. I used it all up, and the reason that I felt okay using it, even though it burned my skin, was that I did some research into it. I read a bunch of stuff about different people saying that it burned their skin, and I determined that the thing that was causing the burning was ginger. They have since altered the formula. I believe that they have lessened the amount of ginger in the formula, so it shouldn't have that problem anymore, and that's good. But I don't really have a problem with having my skin like intensely warmed by the presence of a lot of ginger in a skin cream. I was worried it was some kind of chemical reaction, but there was no rash. I'm not gonna like tell the whole story again, because the last time, I think that this was in the Purgatory box. I think that was when I told the story about the burning. Basically, it just caused an intense warming sensation on my skin, especially on like freshly shaved legs and stuff like that. And I was like, what is in here? Because that's concerning, you know. I was worried it was some kind of reaction, but there was absolutely nothing to indicate that there was some kind of allergy, right? There was no redness, no hives, nothing, really nothing. Like you couldn't see a difference. I just felt very, very warm. And it definitely was the feeling like when you eat something spicy and your throat burns or the inside of your mouth burns. It was like that feeling on the outside of my skin. And it makes total sense that they had put too much ginger in this formula for some people's skins, or maybe some pots got like an extra dose of ginger, maybe didn't get mixed properly, maybe one batch went through with way too much ginger, triple dose of ginger or something like that. Whatever the case, I just was willing to work with it, and I didn't mind it. Like if this said on the back, like warming, stimulating lotion, I would have been all about that feeling because it wasn't unpleasant. It was just mysterious. So you may not have behaved in the way that I behaved with reaction to a burning lotion. That's fine, to each her own. My choice was to finish this, and I really did enjoy the sort of sickly, sweet, intense smell as a treat once in a while. And because when I choose to use lotion, I use so much all at once. It's like, if I'm gonna do it, if I'm gonna go through the experience, I'm gonna like cover my body in lotion. It was really just like a few handfuls of this that I had to go through since the last time I talked about it. So it's probably 3 or 4 different applications spread out over the course of months. Every once in a while I would take a bath, I would feel really, really wrapped in warmth and luxury, and I would feel really soft, and I would get out of the bath and I would take handfuls of this and just smear it all over my body, and then it would heat up my skin, and then I would get into my robe and get under the covers and kind of like cook in it. And I just felt that that was some sort of intense spa treatment that I had invented at home. And then about half an hour later, Joe would be like, "What's that smell?" And I would be like, "It's the lotion you hate." And he would be like, "Oh." And that was how I made it through the rest of this. And now it's gone, and I definitely won't be buying it again. But, you know, I wasn't mad at it. Let's talk about this. This is from the brand Spongelé. I think that's how it is pronounced because there's a little dash over the E. It looks like Spongel. And when I started talking with this brand, because they contacted me, they wanted to know if I wanted to receive some products for free. And they are body wash infused, scrubby bathing sponges. And I was like, yes, I do. So they sent them to me. When I started corresponding with the brand, I thought it was called Spongel, and I was like, Spongel in my mind. That's how I was. I was like, Spongel. And then I saw that there's a little accent aigu. Is that what that is? Is that an accent aigu or an accent grave? I can't remember. My childhood French lessons are failing me at this moment. But there's an accent, I think it's an accent aigu over the E, which would make it Spongelé or Spongelé. I posted about these on Instagram. That was what the brand asked me to do, and I was perfectly happy to do that. But this isn't sponsored in any way. They didn't ask me even to talk about them on my YouTube channel. They just wanted to know if I'd be willing to kind of give an honest report on these in a post on Instagram. And so I have done that. If you check my Instagram, you'll see that. I like them. And I brought this one out because it's almost done. It's a little bit damp, and there's definitely still a little bit of body wash inside of it. There's probably 2 or 3 uses left of this. They guarantee 14 plus washes, and they last seemingly forever. Like, I have probably used this to wash my body at least 30 times. I mean, way more than 14. And I've used it in the actual bath where I'm like squeezing out the lotion into the bath, kind of as like a bath bubbles, kind of a bubble bath, which you would think would like drain it completely, but somehow it keeps bubbling and keeps coming out and keeps coming out. I mean, they're being extremely conservative when they guarantee 14 plus washes. That's the main thing that I wanted to report back about this product in case you've been interested in it at all. The 14 plus washes, it seems like not a great deal because they're pretty expensive. And so you look at, I can't remember how much they are, but it's something like, you know, $15 or something, and it's like $1 a wash. It just seems crazy, but they actually last way longer than that in my experience. And to me, the 2 main benefits are the scents, which are really, really lovely. They, to me, are more subtle than the average like commercial body wash scent. I've really enjoyed the scents of all of the ones that they sent to me, and I haven't used all of them yet. I primarily used this one because I wanted to see how long it would last, but towards the end I got bored and I started incorporating another one. It smells really, really good too, and then they're lasting and lasting and lasting. And I have a couple other ones that I'm going to get into later. They all smell really, really good. The other benefit, and to me probably the main benefit, is the scrubbiness. Like, they're exfoliating. It looks like a normal sponge, but they feel really, really scrubby. And they have made my body so smooth. They're not super exfoliating, like as exfoliating as a really intense scrub. They're gently exfoliating, but you can really feel it, and it feels good. Like, it feels like a little bit sandpapery, and I'm kind of here for that. Cost benefit analysis wise, these aren't the best choice. Like, I'm not going to be running out and buying them all the time after I run out of the ones that they sent me. Although I think that they sent me about 5 and they're gonna last like forever. I mean, like, I feel like I'm never gonna need to buy body cleansing products for like the whole rest of the year. They're gonna last so long. And so when I think about that, then I think, well, maybe they actually are more worth it than one might think at first glance. My eyebrows keep falling today and I don't know why. I've just put my usual soap in them, but they just keep, maybe I put too much soap in. Maybe it's something to do with, I have no idea what it is. Maybe it's because I'm messing with my hair so much today. I have no idea what it is. They just keep they keep drooping. And I don't know what to do. I'm going to BeautyCon tomorrow. When this posts, I will have already gone. I'm going with my friend Cimbri. She has a really amazing, robust Instagram account called Cimbri Thinks, which I've mentioned before on here, but I'll link it again. I'll link her again. So she is going to BeautyCon as a talent, as like a member of the talent at BeautyCon. I don't know if that's how you would say it, but she has a talent pass. She's going as an Instagrammer, and she's taking me as her +1. So I'm really excited to go to BeautyCon, and I have it in the back of my mind to find at BeautyCon like a new brow soap, maybe some kind of dedicated brow pomade. I don't know, but I kind of want it to be a soap brows type product. I'm just going to keep my eye out. Maybe someone will have that iconic London one for sale, maybe the Flower Beauty one, that kind of thing. If there's something like that on offer at BeautyCon, I might buy it. So I want to touch briefly on this CBD powder. I've been using this for a long time. When I first started using it, I thought it was miraculous and I wanted to mention it instantly in either my favorites or my empties. And then I was like, Hannah, just wait it out, wait like 6 months, really give it a good try if you're going to talk about it on your channel, because it's a supplement basically. So it's called Mondo and it's a CBD powder. The brand Mondo makes both a CBD and a THC powder, and they're designed for microdosing of this ingredient. So THC is the ingredient in marijuana that does make you high, and CBD is the ingredient that doesn't make you high. I've talked before about the issue of feeling bad feelings, which are a normal part of life, everyone, and Hannah, a normal part of life. It's a normal part of life to have ups and downs, right? Sometimes we have bad feelings, but the perfectionist in me can't brook having bad feelings. So I'll have good feelings, and then sometimes when I have bad feelings, I punish myself for having bad feelings. I get into this trap of feeling bad about feeling bad. And then I remember that I'm not supposed to be doing that. And then I feel bad about feeling bad about feeling bad. And it can get pretty bad. Not in like the worst kind of depression way, but in this totally silly and unnecessary way that sucks up a lot of my energy and attention and lowers my quality of life significantly. It's something that I've been battling with for several years now in my adulthood, and this has really helped. And I really want to share it with you guys. I found out about it through my friend Serene Wu. She has a YouTube channel as well, and she also lives in LA, so we get to hang out from time to time. She has had her life so thoroughly transformed by CBD products that she decided to start carrying CBD products in her own online shop. So she and her husband have an online shop called The Art of Care, and they carry this product in that shop. This is in no way sponsored. It was not a gift. I purchased it myself. This was my second jar. So this is the main thing I want to tell you. I want to tell you guys about this product. I want to tell you that I've been taking it since January, that it has really helped. And I also wanted to tell you that 2 jars lasted me a full 6 or 6.5 months. So on the website and on the jar, it says that it lasts 1 month. It says that there are 30 servings in a jar, but in my experience, 1 jar lasts at least 3 months. And that's because I use just a little half scoop each time. I was concerned when I bought my first jar. I really wanted to try it because of what Serene had told me. I was concerned when I bought my first jar that it would be too expensive. I was worried that it would be really amazing for me, but that it would be unsustainably expensive because each jar is $60. So I was like, $60 a month, $1 a day. I don't think that I can sign on. No, that's $2 a day. Oh my God. I just revealed how thoroughly terrible I am at math. That was like truly, that was the worst math fail that I've ever had on my channel. Public disgrace. Public disgrace. So I was like, $2 a day is way too much. Like, I just can't do that. I can't do $60 a month for a supplement. But it turned out that it's not that. It's $60 over the course of 3 months, even 3 months and a little bit. So that's definitely doable for me, especially given how much of a difference it's made. And the thing that pushed me, I've been a little bit like weird and nervous about talking about this on my channel, partly because it's a supplement and everybody rebelled so thoroughly when Tati started talking about supplements on her channel, maybe because she was selling them, and I don't know. I'm not trying to say that it's exactly the same. It's not exactly the same as that, but you know, people, I don't know. I'm not saying that you should take it. Everyone's very, very different. I'm just telling you that this is an empty that I feel like is worth discussing. The thing that spurred me to put it into my empties, even though I've been a little bit nervous about it, is that I ran out of this jar well before I managed to order a new jar. So I ran out and I went about half a week, and then I ordered the new jar and it took about a week to get to me. So I went almost 2 weeks without it. And that was when I really started to fully understand the impact that it's been having, because I started having headaches, persistent mild headaches, kind of like slight dehydration headaches, and I should be drinking more water, and I'm sure that that's part of it. But you know, it's not like chronic, it's not migraines, and they're not bad enough headaches that I would want to take something like ibuprofen for them, because I save ibuprofen for when I'm in real pain and I really, really need it. It's not something I want to be taking all the time. And I remembered when the headaches came back that I used to deal with them pretty frequently, and that I haven't been dealing with them for the first half of this year. And I'm as sure as I can be that it's because I've been taking this supplement. And then I also started dealing with some more layered and confusing anxiety than I've had lately. Same thing. My quality of life just dipped a little bit in these familiar ways, but ways that I haven't had to deal with for a while yet. And I was so glad when my new jar arrived. And then I was like, I've got to talk about this in my empties. This is a really, really relevant empty to me. So there you go. If you have more questions about this, I would actually hit up Serene. Look at her Instagram, check out the shop, check out her YouTube channel. She is amazing at talking about this product and what it really, really does. All I can say is that I've been using it now for 2 months. It's well worth the $60, or for 6 or 7 months. I've been using it now for 7 months. It's well worth the $60 every 3 months. And I'm going to continue taking it. All right, I feel like it's time for an ad break. Let's have a short break and we'll be right back, and then I will whiz through the rest of the empties. We're back. I have 4 skincare empties, and I'm going to talk about them briefly but thoroughly. This came from Sarah in Australia, and I believe it's not something you can purchase in the United States. It's the Ken K Dermatological Extra Relief Cream for dry skin, dermatitis, eczema, psoriasis. It's basically a super intense, mild, thick cream specifically for dry and troubled skin, and I have been layering it as my final layer very thickly at night and sleeping in it. And every time I do that, I wake up with it still on my face. And it has sealed everything in overnight, and that is what I'm looking for in a night cream. It's really, really, really great. The thing that's on the market that you can purchase in the United States that this to me is the most similar to is the Cerave Skin Renewing Night Cream, the really thick one that comes in a tub. This was basically that for me. They serve the same purpose. They feel very similar on the skin. They perform very, very, very similarly. I do have a couple of other night creamy type things that I'm getting through, but I don't have any heavy hitting night creams, like super, super thick emollient layering night creams. This was kind of it for me. I have other hydrating things that I'm going to try to use up, but this was pretty much it for that intense layer. So I think I might buy the cactus cream finally, after talking about it for all of these years of my life. I think I might actually purchase that cactus cream. I'll report back on that probably in the video in which I talk about what I purchased in the month of August. This Bugaboo, the Amore Pacific Treatment Cleansing Oil, that doesn't wash mascara off. I talked about trying to use this. I was desperate for a cleansing oil. It came from Octoly. I rubbed it and rubbed it and rubbed it. It felt like it was doing a lovely job. And then I rinsed it. It emulsified, it rinsed away. My skin felt lovely. And then I looked into the mirror and I had tracks of mascara smeared all down my face and stuck into my skin that this hadn't managed to wash away. And I don't even use waterproof mascara. It was just like regular old mascara. So I ended up getting my hands on another cleansing oil, which is where? Oh, I have an empty that's not out here. I guess I need to go get that. Anyway, the short story is I used the rest of this to shave my legs, and it was gorgeous for shaving. I love shaving my legs with an oil, but I would not recommend shaving one's legs with a $50 cleansing oil that doesn't cleanse one's face. This has really good reviews on Sephora, so I don't know why. Maybe it's different for me, maybe it's my skin type, maybe it's the type of makeup that I wear, but I didn't find this to be effective for what it claims to do. I'll be right back with the other empty of the other cleansing oil I went through. Okay, I'm back with the other cleansing oil, and Joe also just came home from work, so prepare to hear him rattling around in the background. This was a gift from my friend Simbri, the same friend with whom I am going to BeautyCon. She, as I said, has an Instagram account, and she receives a lot of PR. So she received this in PR, and she doesn't use cleansing oils to cleanse her face. She uses cleansing balms. So she gave it to me because she knew that I was in desperate need of a cleansing balm. It's a beautiful, luxurious cleansing oil. Sorry, I was in need of a cleansing oil. It's a beautiful, luxurious cleansing oil called Maya Chia, the Great Cleanse Nourishing Supercritical Cleansing Oil. And it's one of those cleansing oils that felt too good to be using on my skin to cleanse my makeup. Like it's a really gorgeous oil. Maya Chia is a really lovely small skincare company. I looked them up because I was impressed by this, is what I would say. I was very, very impressed by the quality. To me, luxury isn't what I want in a cleansing oil because it just washes down the drain. I think this is something like $40. It's really impressive for that amount. I mean, the ingredients are gorgeous. It smells gorgeous. My skin loved it, absolutely loved it. And it is in a glass bottle. Like, it's really luxurious to use. I dropped it at one point and the little thing popped off the top, but that's completely my fault. It had a pump, and it's not even like it was poorly made. I dropped it from a great height onto my concrete floor, and I'm glad that it didn't smash. It just hit the plastic part, and so it popped off, but it comes with a pump. It's actually, I thought it was going to cost more after I'd used it a little bit. When I looked it up, I was surprised that it only costs around $40, so I was really impressed by that. It's just not where I would put my money. I don't put my money into cleansing products. I put my money into the serums and the treatment oils and that kind of thing. What I would say about this, and I remember this is the thought that I had after I used it for the first couple times, if you don't wear makeup, if all that you wear is SPF, and so your only skincare is your cleansing oil, like if you're one of those people who you just wear SPF in the morning and at night you have to use something to get that SPF off of your skin because you don't want to sleep with SPF off your skin, on your skin. So you have to use some kind of oil cleanser, something to like cut the SPF to wash it off your skin. And then maybe after that you use like one moisturizer, right? So if that's your whole skincare and makeup routine, SPF, oil cleanser, moisturizer, lather, rinse, repeat, if that's you, then you are the one to whom I would recommend this. If you're trying to budget for a long and involved skincare routine, then I would recommend doing what I do, which is putting the money into the heavy hitters and not into the cleansers and the moisturizers. Here is, speaking of the heavy hitters, an oil, gosh, it's covered in Sadie's hair. It must have I think it got covered in its own oil and then it rolled around on the floor for a little while. It looks disgusting. Don't look too close. So this Serene, the aforementioned Serene, my friend who owns the online shop, The Art of Care, that sells the CBD powder supplement, she gave this to me, same situation. She receives more PR than she can use herself, and she gave me a couple of things several months ago that she thought that I would like that she herself wasn't using. So this is the Moon, and it's spelled M-U-N, Ankari Brightening Youth Serum. It's an oil. It says it's a serum, but it's like an oil serum. It's mostly essential oils, I think. It's mostly prickly pear seed oil, argan oil, rose oil. Yeah, and it smells like rose. This is so lovely. And when I looked it up, I learned so expensive. I mean, Serene gave me these things. I opened them. This looked right up my alley. I started using it. It smells like roses. My skin tends to love essential oils. I know that some people essential oils are a little harsh on your skin, but my skin loves it. I started using it. I was like, this is gorgeous. It's such a beautiful, nourishing oil. I felt like my skin was responding really well to it. And then I looked it up one day and it's like $100. So that's not, again, like if I'm not going to buy good jeans, it wasn't this video in which I was talking about good jeans. Gosh, I've been filming a lot today. But in my reckoning, I talked about good jeans at length, a holy grail skincare product that I myself decided not to buy because it's just too much money for me to spend with the budget that I have. So if I'm not buying that, I'm not buying this, right? I wouldn't shell out the money. But it's a beautiful product. That's all that I can say. It's just a beautiful, extremely nourishing oil serum. And I was very, very impressed. So I'm interested in this brand. It's just above my current price point for this type of thing. Speaking of good jeans, I had a little sample size that was a gift and I went through it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I just talked about good jeans in my reckoning. I think that will have gone up before this, so I'll link that in the cards right now. That was pretty much the last. No, I have another little sample like this, I think, of good jeans. So I've got that one floating around, and then I have the one that Daisy sent to me. So I'm good for good jeans right now, but this is in my empties. This is really interesting. This is from Pure, and it came from Octoly ages ago. I already talked about it in my reckoning. I might even have talked about it in a Get Ready With Me or demonstrated it. It's the Pure No Filter Blurring Photography Primer. It is a beautiful primer product, and it's got this kind of iridescent, almost like pale rainbowy. It's the kind of product that you think of when you hear them say it has like light reflecting particles that blurs the skin. I love the way that my skin looks when I put this product on it, and the packaging is completely idiotic and totally infuriating. It's this glass bottle with a dropper like this, and so I guess it's sort of attractive. It's like this science experiment kind of feeling. It's sort of, I don't know, what's the word? Fetishy. It's like fetishy feeling, sort of. I mean, not in a weird way, but you know what I mean. It's precious. And it's just like, you can't, it's not the right, if this were an oil, it would make sense, but it's not. It's a primer. It's just a primer. This is just not the right packaging for a primer. And I love this product so much that I would buy it if it were in a different packaging. I wish that Pure would just put it in a pump bottle because that's what it needs to be in. It was such a dumb choice to package it in this weird, different way and make it so inconvenient to use. It's just, you can't really pick up a primer substance very easily with a dropper bottle like this, even though it's a little runny for a primer. And then there's kind of quite a bit in the bottom that you can't get out with this dropper, because that's just what happens with dropper bottles like this. And if it were an oil, you'd be able to kind of dump out the last little bit, but it's too viscous for that. Also, more than once, when I was using it, it got knocked over, and then I was like, ah! I mean, it was a bad choice. Bad choice of packaging. Beautiful product, and I loved it enough that I will be keeping my eye on Pure to see if they repackage this, but I would never buy this again in this packaging. It was just not #worth it. Now we are on to the makeup. I forgot to say what I usually say, which is that we started with body care, moved through skincare, and then there are 3 makeup products at the end. There was no hair care this month, and there was also no tooth care. So that was the order of events, but I think you guys know by now how it goes with the empties. 3 makeup products, 2 of which are 1 or 2 uses away from being completely empty, and I am planning to completely use them up. I just felt like I had so few things in my empties this month, and they feel so empty to me that I thought I might as well put them in here. This one, however, is completely empty. It's like you really can't. I kept optimistically scraping at it and trying to get more out, and I couldn't. This is my Sephora Collection Bright Future Color Corrector, the green one, my green color corrector. And I even popped the stopper out so that I could get more and more out of it. And not only is it completely scraped on the sides, but it's dry too, so I can't get any more out. This really didn't last very long. It lasted something like 3-4 months. And the one that I had before that this was a replacement for was the one from Lancome, that sticky, very, very dense one, the camouflage one. I love this product so much more than that. And this, even though it's half the price, is a much worse value, because the one from Lancome lasted well over a year. And this one, it's something like $14, and that one was more like $30. So the $30 one lasted more than a year. The $14 one lasted 3 or 4 months. So obviously the more expensive one is better value, but in terms of the consistency, the serum consistency of this, I love this so much more. I really, really love it. And it has taught me that that thick, sticky, super concentrated one that I was using from Lancome before was difficult to work with. I didn't realize how difficult it was to work with until I started working with this and fell in love with it. So I am going to try a green color corrector from a K-Beauty brand that is upcoming. I'm going to try out some K-Beauty products for you guys and report back. I'm trying one from the brand Peri Para. It's their ink corrector tint. If that one works out, that will be my color corrector going forward. And if it doesn't, I will repurchase this. The two nearly finished lip products that made it into my empties video. This one is Bite Beauty Glacé, and I will show you how empty it is. Do you see that? It's like, that's it. I'm twisting it up as twisty as possible, and it's just completely flat. There's probably one application left in there, and I'm gonna have to dig it out with a Q-tip. This is probably one of my all-time favorite lip colors. I really, really, really love it. It's sort of this, it's like a slightly watery and slightly grungy rose color. The product itself isn't watery, that's not what I mean. And that's not what I meant when I said watery raisin either. I mean color-wise. It's like a watered down raisin. And this is kind of like a watered down grungy rose nude. Color-wise. Texture-wise, it's that Bite Beauty formula. It's incredibly emollient, rather thick, much easier to work with, I find, than the actual bullet lipsticks. I really like these skinny little ones from Bite. This was in the Sephora birthday gift a couple of years ago, and I loved it. I'm not going to buy it again because I have so many other lip products. I don't have anything exactly like this, but it's fine. It's fine. I think that I would have, before my no buy year, I would have been like, I loved this and it's gone, so I need to buy it again. But actually, it's fine. It's fine that I loved it so much that I used up the whole thing, which is extremely unusual for a lipstick type product. It's fine that I loved it so much that I used up the whole thing and now I don't have it anymore. It's fine. I'll just move on to loving different things just as much and using them up. So that's what I have to say about this. I'm going to use it up within the next couple of days, and that will be it for this. And then the same is true of the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the original shade. It's got, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's got the kind of dribble at the bottom that is extremely difficult to get out with the doe foot. So I'm not actually sure how many more effective applications of this are in here. The last time I tried to use it, there was enough, but it could be that the next time I try to use it, there won't be. It's like right on the edge. So it's really time for it to be in my empties. Obviously, I'll keep using it until I can't get any more out of it, but that's definitely going to happen within the next week or so, because I have been, as these have gotten closer and closer to the end of their lives, they've been right in the middle of my vanity, and I've been using them more and more because I'm really ready for them to be completely panned. I really like this product. My friend Daisy recently sent me a package that had, I talked about her as well in my recent Reckoning video. She is a Sephora employee. She receives a number of things gratis, and she sent a few of them along to me. She sent me the shade Fussy, the pinker shade. And even though in theory, this is more of a me color, the novelty of having the different color is exciting. So I am gonna start using that one. I think it's still in my Reckoning, it's still in my Purgatory box, that one. So I'm gonna keep using it and see how I feel and see if I like it enough to keep it. And some of you may remember, if you've been watching me for a long time, that I once received as a gift an unopened one of these in a box, and it's still in the Purgatory box because I haven't decided what to do with it yet because I hadn't run out of this one yet. So I am almost finished with this, and I have an unopened one of these, Fenty Glow, and an opened and partially used by me version of the pink one, Fussy. So I'm probably not going to keep, I'm definitely not going to keep them both. I don't need both of them. I'm inclined to keep the one that's already opened, the pink one, even though I think that all things being equal, I like the color of this one better. I'm so into novelty and change that it might be worth it for me to switch to fussy for a year, because that's about how long it will take for me to use up that one, and then give the unopened one, the original one, away to a friend or family member. That is probably what I'll do. Stay tuned for maybe my next couple of reckonings to find out what actually happens. And that is it. That is it. That is my empties video for this month. And that is it for my voice. I filmed a lot of videos today, and it is time for me to clock off and do some editing. Thank you so much for watching this video, all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself this week so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.